Call to order. Prayer, Vice President Reeves.
Dear Lord, please guide this council in their decisions for the betterment of the borough. Pray for our sick and elderly and protect and keep safe our children, servicemen, police, and firefighters. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Presente, roll call, please.
Councilman Donahue. Gross.
Here.
Patterson.
Here.
Tatasciore.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Vice President Reeves.
Here.
Mayor Reeves.
Here.
President Stewart.
Here. Very quick announcement. I do appreciate everybody standing in the hot hallway as we did have an executive session prior to this meeting to discuss police personnel issues. In regards to the presentations this evening, we did have a special meeting of Borough Council on the 30th of August. At that meeting, the Civil Service Commission had presented to Borough Council the results of the promotional examinations. I'm sorry, July 30th, I'm sorry. June. Thanks for helping me out there, Councilwoman Thompson. For keeping me straight, I appreciate it. It's going fast enough. The year's going fast enough. So, a written examination was conducted on the 5th of June, and I will kind of admit, and this way he can brag about it, is that Patrol Officer Pretty received a 100 out of 100 on that test, so he did score perfectly. Oral examinations were conducted on the following Thursday, which was the 12th of June, and we did present the final rankings to Borough Council. He was ranked number 1 for the position of lieutenant, so at this time I'll entertain a motion from Borough Council to promote Joseph Pretty to the rank of lieutenant with the Eddystone Police Department.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to appoint Joe Purdy as lieutenant. I'll second it.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Judge, would you administer the oath of office, please?
The mayor has the Bible there. You ready? He said we're going to hold it. Before we start, I'd just like to say, I've worked with this guy for, I don't know how long, 10, 15 years now. The last 5 years being judge. Both guys being promoted tonight were really, really good candidates to be promoted. I see a lot of Eddystone residents here this evening, and these guys really have the community at heart. You'd be surprised. While you guys are sleeping, believe me, they're out there working. They're doing it. They light it up. They keep the bad guys out of town. The rest of the bad guys are coming in town and doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. And it's just amazing. I've got over 200 criminal filings down in my little itty-bitty court down in Crumlin. Half of them are from the Borough of Eddystone. They're really on it. They're keeping things clean. They really are. You ready, Joe? Can you get that? Yeah. Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Joseph Pretty.
I, Joseph Pretty.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and I will discharge my duties
and I will discharge my duties
of the office of lieutenant
as the office of lieutenant
for the Eddystone Police Department
for the Eddystone Police Department
with fidelity and to the best of my ability.
with fidelity and to the best of my ability.
Sign or not. I don't know. I'm going over here next to
Hey, he answered me.
So help me God.
So help me God.
That's it. Ready? Make a official thing, get the pay Alrighty.
We'll expect you court on Thursday, but a white shirt.
Congratulations.
Joe.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Joe.
Just checking the dates here to make sure.
Today's Monday.
Need a motion to do it.
Yes, we do. In running concurrent with the promotional examinations for sergeant, we also ran a promotional examination for, running concurrent with the promotional examination for lieutenant, we also ran the promotional examination for the position of sergeant. So at this time, I would entertain a motion from Borough Council to promote Michael McNamee to the rank of sergeant with the Eddystone Police Department.
I'd like to make a motion for McNamee to be sergeant.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor? Aye. Judge, would you do the honors, please?
Certainly will.
Stand up, Mike.
This is indeed a pleasure also. I've known Michael for a long time, both on and off the field. We tend to hang around a little bit together. And where's Mike McCraig? A little shout out to Mike McCraig, one of our really township commissioners. Mike goes out with Mike's daughter, so just so Borough Council knows, they'll be trying to steal him for Ridley Police in a couple years. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Please repeat after me. I, Michael McNamee,
I, Michael McNamee,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I will support, obey, and defend
I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and I will discharge the duties of the office of sergeant
and I will discharge the duties of the office of sergeant
within the Borough of Eddystone Police Department
within the Borough of Eddystone Police Department
with fidelity,
with fidelity
to the best of my ability,
and with the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Just like to take a moment to thank all the members of council, all the members of the Civil Service Commission, along with our mayor who I had the opportunity to work with before he retired. Thank you everybody for coming out. All right, thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Mayor? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Man, this is the borough. They got money problems. I'll trick for one. Right by a Bible could be trouble.
Chief, how you doing, Beth?
Those chiefs, 5-minute recess, so the folks that just received their promotion will be greeted by their family. Just 5-minute recess.
Okay.
Back on the record. Public forum, Ms. Christine Groy. So please come forward.
I'm just curious about what kind of animals we are allowed to have as pets in Eddystone. There's a house on 9th Street that has chickens in their backyard.
I know we're not allowed to have reptiles.
Yeah, no
We have
reptiles.
an ordinance against reptiles.
I do not believe,
But even if they're renters,
I do not believe we have an ordinance specifically against chickens.
okay.
Is there a limit to how many they can have?
We do not have an ordinance that specifically deals with chickens.
How many are there?
Chickens?
You're allowed to have goats too.
So how many chickens do we able to have?
Not geese.
How
Well, there's a couple families already that have them in town.
Yeah.
Forgot that, not geese. Not geese.
I think for the renters, it might have to be in their lease as to what they can and can't have. in the house.
I know for a fact they're not allowed to have animals.
Your best bet would probably be contact the owner and let the owner know that they have the chickens.
No, I would say make the recommendation to file a complaint form with our code enforcement officer and allow the code enforcement officer to deal directly with the owner and the renter.
Okay.
You said it stinks, right?
Yeah.
So-
They keep them outside, I mean, we took pictures and everything.
They don't have any shelter.
If you wanna call that shelter, the blue tarp that's hanging over a wired fence.
Well, then Dallas can look at it and see, then he can look at the ordinance and make sure they're at least up to date.
Okay.
But Dallas would be the person.
I can drop a complaint form off to you. That way you can fill it out and submit it right to Dallas, and then by next council meeting, we'll have some information about what action's been taken.
Thank you.
And no, you're not the men.
Any other public forum? Action items, Mr. Vicente, can you present the treasurer's report, please?
Yes, President Stewart, the treasurer's report for the month ending June 30th, 2014. At the beginning of the month, the balance in the general fund was $480,902.92. There was an excess of expenses over revenues in an amount of $43,501.86. There were payroll expenses of $89,479.69. The balance of the general fund at the end of the month, June 30th, 2014, was $347,921.37.
Council, you've heard the treasury report. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion, we accept the treasurer's report as read and make it part of the permanent minutes.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Cash receipts and disbursements journal.
Yes, Mr. President, I'll make a motion that all cash receipts and disbursement journal, all bills be paid and all money deposited.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Presente, the code enforcement report, please.
President Stewart, the Codes Department conducted 20 inspections, issued 47 work stop orders and/or violations and/or citations. 40 work permits were issued, 15 licenses were issued. The Codes Enforcement Department collected $16,236.52 in fees in June 2014.
Council, you've heard the code enforcement report for the month of June 2014. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion to accept the code enforcement report as written and make part of the minutes.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Presente, the police report, please.
President Stewart, the Eddystone Police Department had 427 calls for service in June 2014. That brings the total for the first half of the year to 2,611 calls for service. 99 citations were issued in June. 9 accidents were attended to in June. There were 22 reported thefts in June. 18 parking citations were issued, and the Eddystone Police Department made 22 criminal arrests.
Council, you've heard the police report for the month of June 2014. May I have a motion to accept?
We'll make a motion to accept the police report as read, make it part of the permanent minutes.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Presente, the fire report, please.
President Stewart, the fire department had 14 alarms. June 2014, 3 by day and 11 by night. There were a total of 144 members responding to those alarms, which comes to an average of 10.28 members responding. The company participated in 2 fireworks standbys, one in Prospect Park and one in Tinicum Township. At the end of May, Eddystone Rail Company purchased and delivered 660 gallons of foam on a trailer for fire operations both on and off the rail company facility grounds. The trailer is at no cost to the fire company. Insurance, registration, and tags, and refills of the foam, which is the chief of AFFF foam, is provided by Enbridge. Enbridge also donated $3,500, in which the fire company plans to use for 2 brand-new multi-purpose saws.
Council, you've heard the fire report for the month of June 2014. May I have a motion to accept?
I make a motion to accept the fire report for the month of June. That was read. Any part of Herman.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Council, you've had an opportunity to review both the workshop meeting, which was held on the 5th of May 2014, as well as the regular council meeting, which was held on the 12th of May 2014. Prior to asking for a motion to accept those, Danielle, you and I have corresponded back via email regarding the procedures that we're going to follow when a council member decides to abstain from a vote. The abstention from a vote is typically an indication that you've got some type of conflict with the motion that's on the table, and at that time you should be publicly disclosing the reason for the conflict, as well as to follow up to our borough manager with a written memorandum of the reason for abstention. I do note in the action items of the meeting of May the 12th, 2014, a motion was made by Councilman Patterson and seconded by Councilwoman Tatasciore to appoint myself as the liaison between council and the labor lawyer for a litigation with a former employee, and you abstained from that vote. Could you publicly disclose the reason for the abstention?
At this time, I have no comment about that.
Sean, is that an acceptable answer?
Not by the ethical rules, say you're supposed to disclose your reason if you abstain from publish a document that says so. Explains why under the ethical rules of the state.
I will review and get back to you next meeting.
Okay. I'll also note in December of 2013, when we voted to discharge William Connor as the chief of police, you also abstained from participating in that vote as well. If you could also review that and report back to us by next council meeting, that would be much appreciated.
And I'd like to see all the abstentions for the year 2013, so we can follow the same procedure.
Absolutely. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion from council to accept the workshop meeting of May the 5th, 2014, as well as the regular council meeting of May the 12th, 2014, with the understanding that Councilwoman Thompson is going to report back to us in August for her reason for abstention on the motion for myself to be appointed liaison to our labor lawyer. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to accept the workshop and regular minutes for May of 2014.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Council, you've also had the opportunity to review the minutes for our regular meeting of June the 9th, 2014, which is our regular council meeting, as well as the special meeting that we held on the 30th of June, 2014, to address police staffing issues. If I could have a motion to accept the meeting minutes for both our regular meeting and the special meeting for June 2014.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for a regular and special meeting, June 2014.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Acting Chief Macheski, I do understand that we have accepted a letter of resignation from Patrol Officer Nicholas Sangmeister. I did see him in attendance this evening with the Glen Olden patch on his shoulder. Congratulations to Nicholas for being appointed to a position in his hometown that he grew up. But that fact that you are now one full-time officer down, I understand, is causing some scheduling, logistical issues, and you've asked for the permission of council to approve the hiring of 2 part-time patrol officers. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mr. President. Help supplement our staffing until we complete our full-time testing.
So at this time, I would like to ask council to provide approval to move forward with the hiring of 2 part-time police officers.
So ordered.
Motion made and second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Any? Sure.
We're gonna hire 2 part-time officers. The testing that's coming up, is that gonna be so we can hire a full-time officer?
That's correct. Yeah, right now you've got 1 position that is opened with the resignation of Nicholas Sangmeister, so there's 1 full-time position that's open. If council moves forward with the promotion to the position of chief of police, that would cause a 2nd opening in the patrol ranks. So right now we're definitely hiring 1. There's a potential that by the time we get ready to swear that officer in and complete the testing process that we may be hiring 2.
Okay, so they have to test again?
Yes.
They want to test again?
Yes.
Mr. President, is council aware of the condition of Officer Kyler?
I do not believe so. Without getting too much into violating HIPAA laws, if you could just kind of give a briefing of where we are with Patrol Officer Kyler.
Shortly after Officer Kyler was sworn in here, he got injured in his job over at Brookhaven Police Department. He told me he's not scheduled to come back to work for 4 to 6 weeks, if he's able to come back to work.
Wow.
That's the other reason for the 2 additional part-time officers.
So you're short part-timers then?
Yes. Sure. We're getting there though.
And those part-time officers would certainly be subjected to the medical evaluation by the folks at Park Air prior to, just to make sure that they are fit for duty, as well as a psychological evaluation from Dr. Marla. This is McLaughlin, correct?
Yes, those appointments have all been scheduled tentatively for full-time and for part-time.
So if the stars and the moons all align correctly, we should be in a position to be able to swear in 2 part-time officers for the next council meeting. Council, any other action items to take at this time?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to make a motion that we give the Eddystone Fire Company their budgetary monies, $12,500.
Yearly allotment.
Yearly allotment. As you recall, he didn't receive it last year due to the new fire company. So they are due to get it this year.
Mr. Vicente, are you familiar with the allotment that we've got budgeted for the fire company? No, Councilwoman Gross, can you kind of give us elaborate a little bit on, what they plan on doing with the allotment? Is it something that the fire company needs immediately, or is it something that, to give them a one lump sum, $12,500? What are they?
They use it for equipment, things that the grant money doesn't care of.
Mm-hmm.
And for, I guess, trainings and stuff they need.
Right.
So
Is it all gonna be needed at one time, or is it something to where we could phase it into multiple payments?
I believe it's always been one lump sum.
But is an operational need exist at this time that they need it in one lump sum?
Yes. As far as
We
I
always give it
know.
in one lump sum, though. We've been doing it for years.
Forever. And they didn't
As
get
a
it
matter of
last
fact,
year.
it used to be only 10,000.
Yeah, but they didn't get it last year.
That's the approved amount?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, as everyone knows, my brother Joe does the finances, I just like to double check.
Right.
He's always a great, but it's the budget.
Yeah.
I was just stalling a little bit to give you an opportunity to look it up.
I mean, I can say that Mr. Betts, he's very careful with it.
Right, yeah, we don't. He panics.
Well, they usually get it in January. They usually get it in January, so
Yeah.
they need their money.
It's definitely the approved amount.
Okay.
With that, I'll second.
Thank you.
So a motion's been made and seconded to authorize the expenditure of $12,500, which is the yearly allotment that the borough provides to the Eddystone Fire Department. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Was there a second?
Mr.
Yeah,
Patterson seconded.
Thank you. Yes. And the checks will get cut this week.
I trust you.
So that motion will carry. Upcoming public meetings and events. And I meant to put these out on the chair, and I do apologize. As many are aware, yeah, sure. Okay. No problem. Monroe Energy has appeared in front of Borough Council last month to introduce the fact that they're doing a feasibility study for a pipeline that would run essentially from the Eddystone Rail Company up to their facility in Trainer. They're working with an engineer right now to review the availability of any right-of-ways. So it is a very preliminary discussion, but they have asked to use Joe Hughes Memorial Hall on the 23rd of July from 6 o'clock in the evening until 7:30, basically to host an informational session if anybody from the public is interested in seeing what the plans are for this pipeline. The 23rd of July at 6 o'clock down at Joe Hughes Memorial Hall to learn more about the pipeline project. Yes, Mr. Wilson?
I had a couple of questions. When you said that they met with council, when was that?
Was it last month? Last month. Just an informal informational session, just so that the council was not blindsided by the fact that they were going to.
Did they meet in session?
No, sir.
So they met with council where?
This is just prior to the executive session.
Just prior to the executive session.
Was it last month?
I would like to make respectfully make a request that this public meeting be put off for another 30 days so that the planning commission that council appointed can have a chance to do a little bit of research on this, since we have received no information about this so far. And the purpose that you appointed the planning commission was to advise you on just this sort of thing. So I would, since this thing is something that's not going to happen right away, and it's quite a ways off, I would think it would go over better with the public if the first presentation of this was not a sales job from a company. I'm thinking back to the last time we had a presentation from, the Mr. Camden Metal, that a lot of people felt like they were blindsided at that point. So if we could gather some information about this, perhaps publish it on the new website, people would feel that they were not being blindsided. Someone was in just a couple of meetings ago saying that they hadn't heard about, I guess, the Eddystone rail, which, you know, had been discussed in council meeting very thoroughly. But I think it would be a good thing for the borough to put something together to inform the public of this before they get hit with a high-pressure sales job, which these meetings tend to be.
My first comment is that, you know, Borough Council has taken no action whatsoever.
Okay.
To give them any type of approval to move forward with the project. They are in the feasibility stage right now. They don't even have right of way secured.
Right.
You know, they're coming forward very early to kind of just let the public know that they've got plans to do this. They're working in concert with the folks from Trainer, the folks from Chester, the folks from Eddystone. They've already set the public information session in motion. It's not just the public information session for the Borough of Eddystone. It is also going to include our neighboring community in Chester and Trainer. So what I would ask is that we move forward as planned with the meeting of the 23rd. However, I will concede to you that we'll give the Planning Commission an opportunity to do their due diligence, to do their research, to make a presentation in front of council before council was to take any type of action to approve the development and installation of the pipeline. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Maybe they could even meet with our planning commission, meet with Monroe.
Yeah.
They want.
Have they given you any kind of plans or documentation or anything?
We're looking at...
Everything is just oral?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we would like to do, is, like Bill said, they're just in the feasibility study, phase right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to kind of... I know that you're sincere in appointing these committees, so I just wanted to, be responsible as part of one of the members of the committee.
I will give you that opportunity to be responsible.
Yeah.
That, we'll have the public information session about, kind of just an overview of what the project's all about.
Mm-hmm.
They are early enough that, certainly the Planning Commission can get involved in making sure that learning about what the project's all about and making a recommendation to council on how to proceed forward.
That's fine, thank you.
The other event that's a little ways out, but it'll be here before we all know it, is the 18th of October, which is a Saturday.
Yep.
And it'll be at 12 noon.
We're not
Noonish.
sure on the time because we have other things involved.
Early afternoon.
That's okay.
Early afternoon. The Ladies Auxiliary of the Eddystone Fire Department is sponsoring a cow pie bingo. October 18th. Noonish. Early afternoon. And that cow pie bingo would be held up at the Don Marion Field. Have you prepared a flyer or anything? Or
That's what we're doing this week.
Okay.
That's, we'll have everything then. And, what do you say?
What we're going to incorporate,
Yes.
the retirement for all of the officers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can
It's kind of like it's going to be the cow pie.
Ray and get what they said. His years of service, and Irati, and who was it? Tom Riley and Alan.
No problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilman Patterson, can you give us an update on the resolution to adopt the Young Lungs at Play program?
Yes, our solicitor, Sean, has drawn up a ordinance number 645. The only thing it needs is the address, locations of the parks. I'd like to make a motion to approve this ordinance once he's given the locations of the parks. What do we want those
Can we table? We're going to advertise it.
Yes.
But maybe the motion could be to advertise the ordinance once the addresses for the parks were inserted and for vote at a meeting after the ordinance was done.
Okay, good. I'd like to make a a motion for ordinance number 645.
To be advertised.
To be advertised once our council solicits for locations is given to the solicitor, and then we can vote on it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Patterson, if I could have a copy of that to take with me.
It wasn't even, yes.
Okay.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion to accept Danielle Thompson's resignation from Rec Board. I'd also like to make a motion to accept Denise DeBois' resignation from Rec Board.
Motion on the table to accept the resignation of Denise DeBois and Danielle Thompson. Made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do I have to make a motion for Mr. Orr and Mr.
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to terminate Ralph Orr and also terminate Matt McGinn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can we do a roll call, please, Tim?
Roll call as to the
Accept
vote on
the
determination.
vote of determination for the Rec Board.
Ralph
Mr.
Orr and Matt
Orr,
McGinley.
Matt McGinley.
Okay, roll call. Councilman Donahue?
Were they notified?
Yes.
Gross? Patterson?
Aye.
Vice President Reed?
Aye.
Tatasciore?
Yes.
Thompson?
Aye.
President Stewart?
Aye.
7-0 is the roll.
Now you have appointments to do.
Now I'd like to nominate or appoint.
Nominate for the council to appoint.
Okay. I'd like to nominate Darlene Jones to fill out Danielle Thompson's seat. I'd like to nominate Amy Riley to fill out Ralph Orr's seat. I'd like to nominate Ed Buckus to fill out Matt McGinley's seat. And I'd like to nominate Teresa Corcoran to fill out Denise DeBois'.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Sorry about that. Got rid of something.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Website development. The website is growing closer and closer to completion. Unfortunately, we didn't meet the July 14th deadline for a launch. However, I did want to give council an opportunity to review all of the content prior to us putting it out publicly. So when I do get home this evening, I'll send everybody a link to the website for you to review. Mayor Reeves and Acting Chief Macheski, I'll send you a link as well as to Chief Walsh. If you could let him know that he'll receive a link, since there's information about the police department and the fire department. I am making a request. I did get a telecast of your thunderstorm warning on the phone a minute ago.
Steve, that pointer's get up.
One of the things that I like the most about the website, the way that it's laid out, is that we're recognizing those folks that have made an impact to our community in the past. We were so moved at one point in time years ago that we've named our parks after individuals. Dorothy Taylor Goddard, who was a longtime school teacher, as well as principal of, it was at Eddystone Elementary School and High School. We've named the park next to Lighthouse Hall after her. Nancy Scott Callan, we named the park behind the Eddystone Elementary School after her. And Bessie Barber, we named the memorial park across the street. One of the things that we've done on the website so that our current residents and our future residents have an understanding of the impact that these individuals made to the community was actually get a small photo and a short bio about these individuals to kind of bring that hometown feel to the park. We also have done it for the folks that we've got memorial scholarships at the high school that we give to residents. Unfortunately, I've had a very difficult time finding a photograph of Joe Hughes. And it amazes me that we cannot find a photograph of Joe Hughes since he has spent the decades and decades of running the Eddystone Little League. So if anybody has or anybody knows where I can find a picture of Joe Hughes, I would greatly appreciate it. The other photo that I have got one photo, but it's not of great quality, is of Don Marion, who was the coach of the Eddystone football team for many, many years. And if we could find a better quality photo of Don Marion, that would be much appreciated. So I am making a call.
Delco Hall of Fame should have
Yeah.
copies of these people, or pictures of these people.
I'm almost ready to go to the archive file, the microfilm to the Daily Times.
Yeah, they probably have it.
You might find one of Joe Hughes.
Yeah.
I think I vaguely, he might have been,
1957, he was inducted into the Delco Hall of Fame.
1957?
Yes. Joe Hughes. And it was an award that was given. It was one of the reporters at the Daily Times that actually the award is named after for individuals that have made an impact in the community in sporting.
My dad played ball with him. I can see if my dad has a picture.
So if that, and I also want to make sure that when we do launch this website, it's not just Borough Council's website. It's the resident of Eddystone's website. There's areas that we have built specifically into this website so that we will be able to archive some of the historical events of Eddystone. I met and had breakfast with Topper Corcoran a couple weeks ago and was able to obtain a copy of the Centennial magazine from when Eddystone turned 100. So, it is a work in progress. And in order to, keep us up to date, certainly we're going to have a mechanism in place that you'd be able to contact individuals to be able to post some photos. It was interesting to see, what was the Arcadia at the corner of 9th and Simpson back in the 40s. You may know that. The luncheonette. 60s.
60s, mom shop, mom and pops.
And the Arcadia was born.
Yeah, but I mean the mom and pop shops where the super dishes, remember on mom shop?
So we look forward to putting the website out, but we also look forward to keeping the website fresh and current. There's going to be a community calendar. There's going to be news events. It's an opportunity for us to take pride in Eddystone. We had, the event this evening where we promoted Lieutenant Pretty and we promoted Sergeant McNamee, and really that should go up on a website somewhere that says, we've taken that action as Borough Council, and to congratulate those individuals and thank them for their service here in Eddystone. So, in order to keep the website up to date, what I've learned in discussions with the developer is that it really is going to take someone that's going to spend 10, 15, 20 hours per month to do these news stories, to upgrade or upload meeting minutes, to upload videos. So what I'd like to do is to entertain from council an individual that would be charged with the task of taking video, uploading council meetings to the website, uploading our meeting minutes, writing news events that would be published after review and approval of council, maintain our community calendar, take an opportunity to kind of capture some of the events in the community when we have our Cow Pie Bingo. It would be nice to be able to have some photos of the cow, maybe not of the pie, but of the cow, so that we take this opportunity to really show the world how close-knit a community Eddystone is. So in order to get this done, I'd like to be able to, or have somebody make a motion to hire an individual at, say, $10 an hour to make whatever updates not to exceed 25 hours a month. So it's a small stipend for an individual who would be willing to champion the cause of keeping our website fresh.
Can we get an agreement signed to that effect?
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion to have Glenn Wilson take care of updating our website for $10 an hour, no more than 25 hours a month.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Is the judge still here?
Mr. Wilson, we first off thank you for all of the work that you've done over the past years with the Civic Association and really bringing to the attention of the residents of Eddystone, what it means to be a good citizen. And we hear the message that you've been bringing forward. We're working to get this website up and running, and we would certainly appreciate your help if you're so willing to, kind of do the tasks that were outlined. And I will put you in touch with our web designer. She's actually putting a booklet together to show where all of the holes are in the website so that you'd be able to upload the information accordingly. And so we do appreciate if you would accept the proposal to be our curator of the website.
Sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Next update I have is with the Eddystone Civil Service Commission. As many of you have read, or if you watch the classifieds in the Daily Times, we've moved forward based on the actions that we took at the special meeting of June 30th, right? June the 30th? Yes. We've advertised for the hiring of full-time patrol officers in the Daily Times. That advertisement went out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 4th, 5th, and 6th of July, as well as this past weekend. It was in the classifieds on Friday the 11th, Saturday the 12th, and Sunday the 13th. The receipt of applications for the position of a full-time patrol officer will be received up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, the 18th of July. There is a processing fee of $50 to receive those applications. We've moved forward with scheduling the written examination, which would be here in Borough Chambers at the 9 a.m. on the 30th of July. Moving very quickly, physical agility testing is scheduled over at the Delaware County Community College on the 2nd of August 2014, which is a Saturday at 9 a.m. And oral interviews are scheduled for the 7th of August 2014 at 9 a.m. here in Borough Chambers. So with all that being said, the Civil Service Commission should be in a position here in the middle to latter part of August to actually be able to do a certified list of candidates. And once again, if the stars and the moons all align, we would be able to make a recommendation and start swearing in officers the council meeting in September to fill the vacant positions. Roundtable discussion. I will start to my right, Councilwoman Thompson. Unless you want me to start to the left.
No, that's okay. Just a question. Did we hire someone to clean Lighthouse Hall?
Yes.
We did, and they clean after every function there?
Yes.
And the reason I'm asking is because I was told by a few of the camp counselors that when camp started, the trash cans were filled with garbage and smelled like stale beer because the function that was held there before was not cleaned. None of the garbage cans were emptied, and all the counselors emptied the trash cans.
You got a trash can in?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I believe yes. Just gonna, Dave's gonna look into that, because as far as I know, it was all cleaned up.
Okay, yeah, the counselors didn't say something.
Well, we went in there, and we found Dave and I, and who else was with us that night? You, Beth? Huh? Yep.
So we have somebody that's gonna clean Lighthouse Hall.
Yes, we have somebody.
Okay.
I'll look into why that wasn't done at the moment.
And they're cleaning the bathrooms too.
Yep. And the outside bathrooms too.
But not during camp.
No, Jackie's taking care of during camp.
Yep, she told me she does not want anyone in there cleaning, so, not during camp.
That's it. Go ahead.
Councilwoman Haddishore.
Once you congratulate the two officers, Joe Pretty and Sergeant McNamee for their promotions tonight. And the only other thing I have is, I had a resident ask me if we could get SEPTA to have a stop in Eddystone for bus number 113. And I said, I have no idea, but that I could maybe ask Tim if you could call SEPTA.
Yeah,
I think they leave Chester and cross the bridge into Eddystone on Chester Pike, so maybe they could stop at, I don't know, Rita's, or on one street in Eddystone, so it wouldn't be, you know, out of their way.
Do they go up Bullens Lane?
That's Bowman's Lane, right?
Yeah, 113 don't run down Chester Pike, it runs down McDade.
I would run to McDade.
114 runs down Chester
Day
Pike.
to Chester Pike Buildings, that goes down west side.
Could they make a stop at the end of Bowman's?
There's signs posted, no crossing, so that
Oh, okay. I need to move the one up by the Wawa before somebody gets hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
They block both,
They do.
both driveways in.
Anyway, could you just make a call and ask for 113?
Yeah.
I think that's the one that they're concerned about.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Vice President Reese.
Yes, I actually have a couple things. First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our junior councilman, Kyle Gross, who's been with us for 2 years and this is his last meeting. And with that being said, Kyle, I have something to present to you from all of us on Borough Council, the mayor, our business managers. Right there. We're going to be nice buddies.
It's a piggyback.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your service.
Best wishes.
Thank you.
Secondly, I received, I guess everybody got a copy of it.
Yes, we did.
Copy of a petition from the residents of 8th Street.
Yes.
Who were having a problem with looking at the borough debris.
Yeah.
I'll read this letter if you don't mind. As residents of the 1100 block of East 8th Street, we are asking the borough to help to relieve an eyesore that we believe can be easily rectified. Across the street from these houses is our beautiful new Firehouse Community Center. Also, the lot which houses the sanitation vehicles, plus police cars and personal vehicles of the policemen, etc. However, there's also exits. However, there are also exits a rusted storage shed of some sort, a pile of items which appear to be big trash pickup items, old pieces of discarded fencing, and a few other items. The pile of trash seems to be getting larger each week. Enclosed are the pictures of the area which we see each and every day, which, as you see, is not very appealing. We are asking that some kind of privacy fence be erected to alleviate us and any visitors to the area from having to see this each day as we look out our front doors. I am sure no members of the Borough Council would like to see this each and every day. There is a partial vinyl fence that was erected with the landscaping for the new firehouse. Could that be continued around this area? Another form of privacy fencing would also work. All the houses along this street are well maintained, grass cut, flowers planted, streets kept clean, etc. We would like to see this situation rectified for an even nicer look to the area. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions, concerns, or just to update me on this request. I thank you in advance for your consideration to this matter. Sincerely, Carol Jameson. I would like to make a motion. Here's the pictures here if council would like to see them.
We've got copies in the package.
I would like to make the motion to have a fence erected so that these people, this is the first time that this complaint's come to light.
Right.
And I would like to make a motion to put the same type of fencing that we have around that firehouse up around this property.
Second.
With an estimate on how much the fence is gonna cost?
The mayor worked on that already.
Yeah.
Jeter priced out a wooden fence, just depending on what, he priced it out, under $1,000. If you wanna go with a plastic fence like that there, it's probably about $100 a section.
Yeah.
If not a little more.
Well, can we get something up there so that we can rectify this problem? I mean, this, like I said, this isn't the first time that this has been brought to us. And it is an eyesore. I mean, if anybody wants to look at these pictures, please feel free.
Yeah, we think it'd be an easy fix, but Jeter had already priced this, I mean, the $800 price. He can do it himself, with our department.
To get something up right now.
Well, let's get it up. I mean, we're gonna have to get hold of Gina or tell him to get moving. I don't know.
Just got a lot of, like a little bit.
So you make a motion to do that
Like
tonight?
a lot of.
Yes.
Be done?
Make a motion to get a fence.
Well, what I can
erected
have him
around that
do,
property.
before you just do, the fence. The first thing that I want Gina to do is just to dismantle the salt barn, or the carport that is converted into a salt barn. Now's the time to do that, since we've got time.
It's better than not building it.
The only part of the benefit is the salt cover.
Yeah, but there's no salt left.
Yeah, but you're gonna put it for next year.
We're gonna have to, we'll have to have something erected before the winter season.
If you wanna build a new one, you can, it's easy. Use equal.
There's an agreement that we could do with the folks over at the Roberts
Roberts
Oxygen, that they've got a building that we could store equipment and
You
salt.
just wanna keep it covered, if it gets wet,
Yep.
that's when it clumps.
That's when it
It's
clumps.
really spread.
I'll also have Gina, bear with me, I'm gonna do your fence, I'll have Gina clean up all that metal debris. And then we'll put, a wooden privacy fence up that is a simple fix. And I think what he's planning on doing is to just attach the wooden fence right to the cyclone fence, and it'll be temporary.
Yeah, that's what he said he could do.
Okay? All right, we'll get frustrated with me.
Because how many times, people have to ask us for things, like,
Well,
something
we have
that gets
one
done.
When we get around on the garage table, I have something.
Okay. So you've got a motion, we've got a second, I
Yes,
believe.
got a second.
All in favor of putting up a inexpensive white fence and cleaning up the highway area? Aye. Motion carries. Anything else, Vice President Reeves?
Just congratulate our newly appointed sergeant and lieutenant. And that's it for me.
Mr. Vicente, I'll draft a letter to Carol Jamison, just to let her know that we've taken action at tonight's meeting to erect a privacy fence and clean up the highway yard.
Thank you.
Councilman Patterson.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate our officers, sergeant and lieutenant. I'd also like to thank Judge Turner for coming out, thank Glenn Wilson for taking the task on of updating our computers, or our website rather, and thank you to Kyle, and best wishes.
Ditto on those, but I also want to find out the person in charge of getting the street light fixed from behind our house. It's been 5 months. 5 months, we've asked 3 times already at council. This is the 5th time I'm asking, get that street light fixed.
I'm voting for you again, Beth.
So I don't know who we have, but this person, if it's the same person that worked for the borough 2 years ago when we had a street light out for 4 months, needs to get his act together. I think it's ridiculous we have to wait 5 months to get a street light fixed.
Tim, can you reach out to Tony Rita?
Yeah. What's that called?
It's the Borough parking lot, the Borough, whatever, behind the bar. 11th, between 11th and 10th Street, right across from Dickens. Right across from Dickens.
And that
It's
lamp,
municipal
when,
parking area.
I'll get the poll number and then we'll get.
Yeah.
when those lamps fail, what they do is, once in a while they're on, and then they're off, and then once in a while they'll be on again.
All the lights that were out at least 2 months ago. I handed it on myself.
He was doing something outside. I saw him at one of the light poles on Seville the other
Yeah,
day.
but waiting months and months, that's terrible.
You can't go and say it's on sometimes, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Because
But
it's
on.
really,
It's on 11
it's
o'clock at night.
really dark in there.
That's behind the bar, get me? Great.
I also, in regards to the darkness back there and stuff, I've called 911 a couple times this month about people yelling and screaming and fighting, over in that area. And you can't see what's going on, but it echoes off the wall, and you hear people screaming and swearing at each other. And, well, I don't know if they're drunks coming out of the bar, or I don't know if they're people. I don't know what it is, because I'm not going to go out there at 3 o'clock in the morning and find out. I also wanted to, I don't know if I might have said this last month, but I put a call into the police department at about 3 o'clock in the morning one time, and the two officers showed up right away, and I was very pleased with the response time. I think I probably mentioned that last meeting, but I think there's been my limited experience with that, it seems to me that there's been an improvement on that. So I'd like to thank you guys for that.
We appreciate your email. I shared it with the officers and posted it in the department.
Good.
It does help, Glenn, when you're fully staffed, too.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Gross, anything else?
No, I'm good.
Councilman Donahoe.
I'd like to congratulate the two officers for the promotions and their promotions.
Mayor Reeves.
Just congratulations to the two officers for the promotions. And good luck, Kyle.
He's raised by a good one.
Oh. Amen.
Acting Chief Macheski and I have been meaning to bring this up for the last two meetings. Could you share with everybody the article that appeared in the Philadelphia Inquirer that was essentially doing a review of police departments not only in Delaware County but throughout the state of Pennsylvania, and how they were processing and doing the fingerprinting procedures for arrests, and where we as the Borough of Eddystone ranked in comparison to the surrounding communities in Delaware County.
Sure. I got a phone call from an inquirer a few months prior to the article coming out, stating that there's inquiries as to why some departments are making arrests, but the subject's arrest record wasn't being updated and their fingerprints weren't being submitted. So they did a study to see who's following the proper procedure for processing of prisoners. And I am very proud to say out of Delaware County, Eddystone Police Department was ranked #1. We're a small department with 2 officers, and each year our call volume goes up, but our officers are working hard for each and every resident, and they're working hard and they're doing it the correct way. The other thing I'd like to say, Mr. President, was on my way here, I got a phone call from Mike McVeigh from 15 Dodge. I hope to have some type of timeline for our K-9 unit by next month's meeting.
Great.
Just that, and I apologize for catching you a little bit off guard because I have the numbers in front of me and you do not have the numbers, but the article rates Delaware County as being 79% compliant, and that was a review of all the departments within Delaware County. So considering that the county average was 79, the Eddystone Police Department ranked at 95.3% as being compliant. So we definitely exceeded what the average rating was. So kudos to your department and the way that they're processing their arrests.
I have a question. What happened with the code red thing? Is that getting close to being up and running?
Absolutely. Received an email today from the folks down at Code Red. What they've done is they've uploaded the boundaries of Eddystone into their database. They provided us today with a link that we would be able to post to the website, and they will begin the process next week of importing the data that they have in hand. That's step one. Step one is basically what they're doing is to say, okay, here's the square mile radius of Eddystone. Any information they have, if they've got telephone numbers of house telephones, they import that data first. The second step in the process, and this is what Councilwoman Gross has been working on, is that we will be uploading the information of all of the folks that work for the borough, the police officers, if they live in Aston or the Collingdale or wherever that they may reside. They would not get that. They would not get that blast of a text message because they're inside the boundaries. But what it allows us to do is to actually manually input their numbers so that they would get the text message. Once those two steps are complete, at that point in time, we would open up to the public and solicit your information, whether you wanted us to call the home phone, whether you want us to call the cell phone, whether you want us to send an email or a text message, whether you want all notifications that the borough is going to put out. And I'll use, for instance, there was telephone calls that went out, I think it was a month or two ago, from Aqua, Pennsylvania, that said that they'd be flushing the fire hydrants. That would be what we would consider a non-emergency information. You have, as a participant of Code Red, you can elect to get emergency as well as non-emergency, or you could actually opt out and say, listen, it's, put me on the do not call list, I don't want to know. So, but that is coming out. We're trying to get that to roll out at the same time that the website rolls out. It's just a matter of juggling a lot of balls. But thank you for bringing that up. Mayor, anything else?
That's it.
May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So ordered.
Meeting adjourned.